Here we are arriving in Pontiac, Illinois. As you can tell, there's no background noise. For some reason, my audio wasn't working. So here we are turning onto an original stretch of paved bricks on Route 66. It's pretty cool that they are still around. They're not the smoothest, but it is pretty amazing that they've lasted this long. There's where the bricks ended. Going through a little neighborhood here in Pontiac. Really nice homes in this town. Here we're pulling up. There's on the right there is the Route 66 Museum. They have a traveling Titanic exhibit. There's a Civil War museum. There's also a military museum. And coming up, you'll see us on the trolley taking a tour. Here's the famous Route 66 sign. Route 66 seems to be hard to videotape. It's more of a picture route. So here we are. Next, we'll be in the museum. Here we are in Pontiac, Illinois. Here's your little sign. Kind of shows you the route. Of course, we're there. And we started right there. And now we came to here. And I think we're staying the night in Springfield. So, pretty cool so far. Do a little museuming. This is the Route 66 Museum, Pontiac, Illinois. There's your old VW. Pretty cool. Oh, look inside there. That's pretty dang cool. I think there's a little history behind it. I don't know if you can see it. Kind of a glare. Lots of memorabilia. There's a Gemini and a little painting. Illinois license plates throughout the year. A couple old farm equipment. Well, that's about it of the museum here. I think they have some other displays here. They got it's like a war museum to go through. We'll be back in the next one. See ya.
Well, folks, welcome aboard the Pontiac Jolly Trolley. As I said, inside, this is a 30-minute loop tour of our downtown area. We'll go by murals, museums, restaurants. I'll give you a little bit of Pontiac history. And if you have any questions, my name is Don. Just holler out your question. If I don't know the answer, I'll make something up.
There you go.
To begin any mural tour in Pontiac, you must look at the very first tourism mural that was painted in our city, and that is the Route 66 shield on the back wall of our Route 66 museum. That mural was painted in 2007 by the Bill Diaz family, Bill, his wife Jane, and their two sons are local sign painters and artists, and they painted that mural as a gift to our city. Once our city leaders discovered the type of tourism attraction that single mural became, they asked the Diaz family to contact a group of their friends known as the Wall Dogs to come to Pontiac in 2009 to paint 19 additional murals. Many of those you can see in the alley here to your left. As we take our trip through Pontiac today, I'll stop in front of various murals and give you some of the background stories on those murals. And I always say our murals by themselves are gorgeous to look at, but it's the story that goes along with each one of them that really brings them to life, and that's what I'll give you on the tour today. But the next mural I want to point out to you is coming up on our right. It is labeled the Coca-Cola mural, but I call it the Coca-Cola Corsair mural because of the blue planes on the left side. This mural came about quite by accident. The Wall Dog artist who was to place a mural in this location did not have a plan in mind when he came to Pontiac. He arrived about a week in advance of the 2009 event just to get some local color and perhaps some inspiration for a mural. One of the first places on our left is the Bob Waldmeyer mural. Bob Waldmeyer was a wall dog. He was also a naturalist, a conservationist, a vegetarian, kind of an all-around hippie type guy from the 60s and 70s who traveled along US Route 66 painting the scenes and events that he saw there. He sold that artwork as a means to finance his lifestyle. And as you can see by that old school bus back there in the parking lot, that was his home when he lived in Arizona. He had a pretty simple lifestyle. He was scheduled to come to Pontiac in 2009 to paint the mural that you see there. That is his unique design with the orange globes indicating cities along Route 66. However, in 2009, Bob Waldmeyer became ill with cancer and passed away. In 2011, his family and friends arrived in Pontiac with that mural design in hand to paint it as a memorial to him. They added the panel with his likeness on it, and that made the mural exactly 66 feet long. And that number corresponded with his first love, US Route 66. There were about 120 family and friends who came to paint that mural, and they completed it in 2 days working in shifts. And once they were finished, they all signed it by placing their handprints in the blue and green and rose-colored fields that you see there. So that is a signed piece of artwork by approximately 120 artists. All around the downtown area of Pontiac, on just about every street corner, you'll see one of those little fiberglass art cars. We call those art cars because they were hand-painted by local Pontiac artists in whatever fashion they chose. Whether it was whimsical or historical, they had free reign as to what they could put on those cars. And some of them you have to get up close and personal with just to determine what the theme of that car might be. They offer an oasis of artwork on the street corners of our downtown in Pontiac, and families with children like to have their kids sit in those cars. They'll snap a photograph, and that makes a nice memory of their visit to Pontiac. And we don't discriminate. We let adults sit in those cars too. But you're responsible for getting yourself out. Ahead on our left is the Allen Candy Company mural. The Allen Candy Company existed in Pontiac from the late 1800s to the early 1900s, and they produced a chocolate bar called the Lotta Bar, L-O-T-T-A. Their company slogan was, "A Lotta chocolate for a nickel." The interesting story that goes along with this mural revolves around the artist who painted it. His name is J. Allen, J-A-Y, Allen, no relation to the candy company, but he probably picked the theme for that mural because of his last name. Prior to coming to Pontiac in 2009, Mr. Allen's family pet, an Irish setter, died. He had the dog cremated, and when he came to Pontiac, he brought some of the dog's ashes with him. He mixed those ashes with the dark brown paint that makes up the border on that mural, and now his beloved family pet is a true wall dog. The Vermilion River mural, that happens to be the world's largest 5-cent postage stamp. And on this end of the Mill Street Bridge are two more of our Looking for Lincoln storyboards. The one immediately to our right tells the story of a night that Abraham Lincoln spent in a log cabin right along the Vermilion River near where that sign is posted. And as we cross Mill Street, that second storyboard chronicles an impromptu debate that took place between Abraham Lincoln and Stephen A. Douglas in 1840. Lincoln and Douglas were young opposing attorneys at one of the very first jury trials in Livingston County in 1840. And at the conclusion of that trial, which Abraham Lincoln won, the two attorneys walked to the riverbank near where that sign is posted, followed by a crowd of townspeople to have a conversation. A debate, if you will, about the issues of the day involving not only the state of Illinois, but national events as well. Now, if you're a real American history buff, you may recall the famous Lincoln-Douglas debates from the 1858 senatorial campaign here in Illinois. However, Pontiac stakes claim to that 1840 event as being the very first Lincoln-Douglas debate. On our left is the Chautauqua mural, commemorating Chautauqua events that took place here in Pontiac from 1898 till about 1929. Right after the Route 66 shield, this one on our left comes in a strong second place for me. It depicts a yellow 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air two-door hardtop driving into downtown Pontiac on Route 66. You can make out the silhouette of the courthouse in the background. Coming up on our left under that long burgundy awning is our Pontiac Oakland Automobile Museum. That's Pontiac for the car brand and not for the city of Pontiac. And the Oakland Automobile was a company that was purchased by General Motors. Oakland Automobiles had a number of innovations already existing on their cars, and once they were purchased by GM, all of those innovations were included into the Pontiac brand that GM started selling in 1926. The owners and operators of the museum are Tim and Penny Dye. They were residents of Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, and they have an extensive collection of Pontiac and Oakland automobiles. And what better place to display Pontiacs than in a town called Pontiac? That is the Museum of the Gilding Arts. If you are unfamiliar with gilders, they are people who apply gold leaf to just about any medium. From the tops of tall buildings to the pages of important books, the gold leaf enhances the value as well as the appearance of all of those items. And our newest traveling exhibit, Life on the Titanic. Don't ask me why the Titanic is here in landlocked Illinois, but we just have a nice little museum for that event. All of those exhibits are in this brick building on our right. The building formerly housed our fire department, police department, and all city administrative offices. And once those offices were moved to more modern facilities, this building was turned into a museum complex. And it was a fitting use of the building since it is already on the National Registry of Historic Places here in the United States. Folks, we have returned to the back lot of our Route 66 Museum where we began our tour. I thank you for joining me on our trip through Pontiac today, and by all means enjoy your stay while you're here with us. Thank you.
Said the driver mentioned there's a traveling Titanic Museum here in Pontiac, Illinois. Kind of weird, like he said, landlocked Illinois, having a traveling exhibit of the Titanic. Take a quick scroll through here. The different, see if I can get it up there a little bit, the different serving, that's the third class service stoneware. The presentation service, the first class service, Brownfield crown pattern, the a la carte restaurant, and then of course you gotta have your second class service. Never seen a Titanic museum before. Jump in, Dave. Here we are coming into the Civil War Museum. New York Herald announcing the death of a president. Of the president, actually. Not just a president, the president. This is the music from the Civil War. The antebellum national anthems, the most popular Union songs, the most popular Confederate songs, popular songs on both the North and South, patriotic songs, emancipation songs, song of home life, songs of the soldier's life, songs of the battlefield death, songs of mother. Pretty neat. And then just talked to a lady in there. The Burma shave that we'll see on some of the roadsides, I guess, is the way their gimmick was roadside advertisements to sell their shavewear. I'll have to look up a little bit of that. There's some Harley Davidsons on Route 66. I guess we'll head on upstairs. How you gentlemen doing? Kind of a fitting day, being 20th anniversary of 9/11. Livingston County War Museum, Pontiac, Illinois. Pretty cool. Gonna sign off here, and next time we're back, we'll be on the bikes. We're going to take a little tour around the area. 1926 to 1930. Do a little loop. The courthouse is really cool too. Well, as you can see, there's no bikes in front of me. We got separated. Left turns are a bummer in the group. So the other group, me and Dave, are here. They're about 10 miles ahead of us. So we'll catch up with them. It's the biker lifestyle and the fun of riding in a group, getting separated. So we know where we're going. Nothing else. We'll meet up at the hotel tonight. So a little bit of the road here, some of the old road over there on Route 66, you can see it. So, and there's a train track over there. Maybe we'll catch a train coming the other way. That'd be pretty cool. So, we'll come back to you in a little bit if we see a train, or if we catch up with the group and there's something to film. We'll see you down the road.